Jose, the Festival dos Canais, or the Festival of Two Canals, I suppose one translates it as. Explain what those two canals are and why they're important to Aveiro.
Yeah, the canals are it's a river in the middle of the city with a lagoon nearby the city. And it's very, very important because the city and population are in the typical natural place. So we have a struggle during all our times to have good relations between the environment, the city, the people, the jobs. And right now, the canals are a touristic point. They are not economical canal as they were a long time ago. No, right now it's a touristic point with a lot of tourists because the canals are in the old center town of Aveiro. It's a beautiful place with lots of Art Nouveau, Art Deco in the public space, with beautiful gardens, beautiful place, with a huge dynamic of tourism. And it's our main entrance in the city is the canals.
And the canals mean that water is on all sides of the city, isn't it? It's in the center. You've got the lagoon, you've got the canals, you've got the sea.
Yeah. We have water for every place, as you said.
You put a lot of your performances on the water, or are they mostly on land?
No. Right now, because of COVID, we don't do this edition of this year. Lots of projects in the canal because COVID, because we need to have spots with a special number of people to see the shows. That is one of the reasons. The other one is because the canals, they have a huge dynamic of companies from tourism, with tourists, visitants, with the boat in the water. So we need to combine this field, this necessity to create projects in the water with the economical activity with that from these companies. So most of them are in land. And we try to combine the two places, water and land, occupying also some traditional buildings like museums, like theaters and this kind of place, gardens.
The festival is very much about street theatre, isn't it? And street performance rather than indoor venues.
Yeah, we don't have indoor venues in the festival. The festival, all the spots of the festival are in the public space. We have several artistic areas, like street theater, a new circus, music, site-specific projects, some installations, some dance projects in public space and vertical dance in the buildings. It's a street festival. Yeah.
And tell me, what are the performances that you're most excited about this year?
Well, for me, I like all of the proposals of the festival, of course. But I have a huge expectation about two shows. One from the French company, EFAcast, that's a project for new circles called Perceptions. It's a huge structure with vertical dancers and I'm very a high expectation to this project. And the other project, it's not one project, it's a program of several small projects that will happen in the lagoons outside the city, because we have the canals in the middle of the city, and outside the city we have a huge lagoon. I think it's the biggest lagoon in Europe. And near the lagoon, we have the ocean, sea. So in the lagoons, we will have 5 projects in the small islands, in the boat, in the water, for not a big public, but with several times a day, especially at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day. So it's a special place where I think we will have a special contents, because there are always new projects that have been done to this specific place.
And what sort of artistic performances will they be? Theatrical or dance or?
Both circles, theater, some musician, some sound installations about the sound in the water, and the relations between the water from the canals and the water from the sea. Yeah, it's this kind of the areas. Yeah.
Do you think you have, of course, therefore, not as many canals as Venice, but you think you've got a bigger lagoon?
Yeah, our canals are not like Venice, of course, but we have a huge lagoon, a beautiful lagoon, where we can go at any time of the day and see beautiful places. It's a beautiful landscape, where we can have some experience very different that we have in the festival in the middle of the city, because in the middle of city you have the shows, the contents, the people, the cars, all the noise of the city. And about 200 meters you are like in heaven, you know. There's no cars, there's no noise around you, only the noise of the water and what you are doing in the show. So yeah, we have a.
And the performances in the streets, are they mainly in the morning or in the afternoon, at night? How do you schedule it?
Yeah, the schedule is between 10 in the morning until midnight.
And do people wander around, or are they ticketed for each event?
No, the people are around the city, around the streets. We have a kind of idea and a challenge to the people, to the public, is like get lost in the city to the festival. So the peoples go around the city, know the city to the festival, because they are looking for the shows, the content, and they go from another place to another spot, and in this way they saw the city, especially the old city, and knew the people, knew the business that we have in the city, knew our restaurants, our bars, and so on. So what do we say to the people? Get lost in Aveiro.
And the nice thing about Aveiro, I suppose, and this year is that it's meant that although it's been very difficult for artists to travel, you probably had a chance to program many more young artists from the locality than you do usually.
Yeah, but we have several artists and companies for almost 11 different countries. And we combined this geography of artists with our local and regional artists. Of course, we have more artists, local artists and national artists than the last editions because COVID, as you said. But I think we have done a very nice combination between the local contents and the national and international contents. We have almost 75 different artists from 11 countries, especially from Europe. And we also have some guys that comes from Africa, or the countries that spoke in the Portuguese language also.
And of course, unlike where I am in Scotland, you probably don't have the problem of the rain.
Unfortunately, this week we have rain, lots of rain. You know, the weather is changing, but we have good expectations for the next week. That it's when the festival starts, and the perspectives from next week, it's not rain, sun, lots of sun. That it's very nice because our program are made also with this particularity in Portugal in this time of the year, of course.
José Pina from the Festival dos Canais. Have a lovely festival and a great summer.